Hello, I'm Rachael Freed. I'm the founder of Life-Legacies and the author of Your Legacy Matters. And I'm here today to talk to you a little bit about my new book, Your Legacy Matters. It's the most recent book in a series of things about legacy that I've written over the last 15 years. And it is a book for both men and women, people of all ages, in all circumstances, religious, secular, young, old, in transition, just wanting to celebrate and commemorate our lives. Many purposes for reading this book. The basis of the book is the ethical will, which is a tradition of men writing their values and their culture's values for their sons to pass on from one generation to the next. So beginning in the late 20th century, when I first heard about it, I fell in love with the idea, and even though it was for men in our patriarchal society, I decided as a woman that I deserved to be able to pass on my thoughts, my wisdom, my values, what mattered to me, to my children and grandchildren. So that was sort of the beginning of Life-Legacies and my first book, which was Women's Lives, Women's Legacies, Passing Your Beliefs and Blessings to Future Generations. So then I spent about a decade doing workshops and presentations all over the country, and I kept hearing the same question, and that was, don't you like men? And I would say, I like men just fine, but women hadn't had their voices. But men would show up at my workshops, and I felt like I needed a resource that addressed all parts of the family, men and women, older and younger, elders and boomers and young parents with children. Everybody, it seemed to me, needed to write a legacy, and write a legacy now. One of the things I thought at the time of 9/11, and then again at the Boston Marathon, we none of us know when we get up in the morning whether we're going to live a full day, and so it's time to write now, and not to wait until we're retired or when we're less busy. A meditator once said, you need to meditate for half hour every day. And a woman said, oh, I'm way too busy for that. And he said, oh, you're busy? Then you need to meditate for an hour. Well, that's how I feel about legacy letters. We can't wait for a future that might never come. We need to write now. So these legacy letters that are the subject of this book, and there are many examples in the book by men and women who have written with me over the years, and they've generously shared their letters. They are about values and history and learning and blessings. And they're also about two specific kinds of letters that I think are really special. And they're the letters that we write to accompany our living wills and our wills of valuables. Both of those are legal documents, whereas a legacy letter is not legal, but it's the opportunity to be personal and explain why we made the decisions we made in our living wills and in our wills, so that our families will understand it. And there's a kind of secondary benefit from that, because once you've written that, it gives you an opportunity to open conversation with your family about subjects that are difficult. It's still difficult for us as individuals, even in the 21st century, to talk about dying and to talk about money, the last two taboos. Other letters focus on other topics, important topics, to express and preserve our stories, our history. How many of us wished after our parents or grandparents had passed away that we had asked them about, well, what was their life like? What was immigration like? What was living in the Depression like? And now it's too late. And so we have the opportunity in our legacy letters to tell those stories so that our children don't have to say, oh, I wish I knew my mother, or I wish I knew my father, but it's too late. Beyond the precious treasure that I would say our letters are to the future, just writing seems to yield another benefit to us, a surprising benefit, really. I've observed as I've worked with people over the years that writing these letters addresses certain needs that we have, universal needs that we're not even aware of, like the need to belong. So in this book we have a chapter about our names, the very first legacy we ever received and what that name is all about. There's a chapter about ancestors and connections with our ancestors. So to belong, for all of us to feel that we are connected and that we belong on the planet and that we belong to a culture or a tribe or a family is really important. So that strengthens it to write a legacy letter. We also want to be known, and we want to be remembered. And we want our lives to make a difference. And we want an opportunity to bless our children and be blessed ourselves. And we want to celebrate life as well. So I hope you'll have an opportunity not only to buy this book and read this book, but to be encouraged and supported in your own writing of your unique legacy letters. Thank you very much.